Hi, Doc.
How are you?
Well, I'm doing fine because I don't use eye drops. And I don't use eye drops because, at least at this point in my life, I haven't had anybody tell me that I had to use eye drops. But in a dry climate like this, I guess there are more people who do than don't.
There's quite a bit, actually. I mean, there's so many reasons here in Arizona, the dust storms and all the allergies especially, that cause people to get a lot of irritation from their eyes.
Yeah, but just because they happen to take care of their eyes, as an optometrist for Southwestern Eye Center, Dr. Matthew Palmer is here to tell us when should you use eye drops and when you shouldn't use eye drops.
Well, you know, the main thing is you want to make sure you do have a good relationship with your eye doctor. If, you know, he can help you manage infections or anything that we should be concerned about with medications. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about what are some things you can do to help use artificial tears or some over-the-counter drops that can help keep your eyes a little bit wider, more comfortable, and feel that relief you need.
And they're not all equally good for you.
No, you know that slogan, there's a Visine for that. It's not it's not quite true. I mean,
I haven't heard that particular phrase.
I mean, there's a lot better drops, I think, than Visine.
Now, the Visine people are watching right now, and they're going to say, ask him, Pat, why there are a lot better things than Visine out there. What's wrong with Visine?
Well, when our eyes are red and they're irritated, it's for a reason. Something's wrong. And a lot of the Visine drops have some chemicals in there that cause the blood vessels to constrict and whiten. That's great, right? Except the blood vessels are engorged because they're trying to help take care of the problem of the eyes.
So why don't they take it off the market?
Well, there's some advantages. There are some good ones, but half the time my patients are using a Visine that may be good for the wrong problem.
And it is the product that has been so successfully marketed. It's the first name that I think of when somebody talks about eye drops.
Sure, hopefully you'll leave with better names.
Okay, like for example?
Well, some of the drops that I like just for helping keep your eyes comfortable and moisturize are some of the drops over here like Optive and Sustain Ultra are some of my favorite ones for helping patients when they have that just chronic dry eye disease. They can use that to be able to get a little bit of relief from some of the irritation that they can get.
All right, now as we're looking at these products though, making the assumption that you are not an investor in these products.
That's correct.
As we're taking a look at these, I want to know what's different about these products than the Visines that you were talking about.
Well, they have a lot better formulations to help create the tear film and make it more stable. There's 3 ingredients to the tear film, and we want to make sure that 1, water, and 2, stabilizers are helping the tears to be nice and uniform on the eyes. And with Sustain Ultra and Optive, you don't have to use them quite as much, and the tears will stay on the eyes much longer. They don't have as nasty of preservatives, and they don't have the chemicals that cause the rebound redness from the eyes after medication's worn off.
Now, all right, if I don't need medication that has been recommended by my doctor, and if I just simply want to keep everything fluid and appropriately lubricated,
sure,
are the artificial tears okay?
They are. You know, if you're using them more than 3 or 4 times a day, you definitely want to seek the doctor's help, because you're going to be causing problems with different preservatives and things. But overall, just a nice lubrication after you get out of the pool, or you have a dust storm, you get something in your eye, it's a great opportunity. You're staying up late, driving late, pull over, you know, use some artificial tears to help get that lubrication back on your eyes.
But I shouldn't start the day or end the day every day with artificial tears?
No, some people do. And most of the time when they're using it chronically, it's because they do have what's called dry eye disease, which is something is wrong with their tear film and with their eye.
Can that be cured?
You know, it's managed right now. You've probably heard of Restasis on the
Yes.
commercials. Wonderful medication to help control dry eyes, and it does need to be used with a doctor's prescription, but that does help to alleviate some of the redness and decrease some of the drops you may have to use.
Well, besides living in Arizona with the absence of humidity in general and also the dust, especially monsoon time, do I also have a specific problem if I'm a wearer and user of contact lenses?
Definitely. You know, the contacts can harbor allergens and they can cause a more stressful environment for the eye. So you're going to have a higher propensity of having problems with redness and allergies and other irritations of the eye. One of the products I have here, Blink, on the far right is actually helpful. There's a Blink for contacts. So you can use some of the artificial tears to help hydrate the lenses and help keep your eye comfortable when you're wearing contacts.
Okay, so now Blink is something that you would recommend. What is it that you don't recommend when it comes to lubricating the eyes?
You know, the off-label brands aren't the best necessarily, partially because I don't even know what's in them, and you're putting them in, and you're putting it in your eye too.
Here, excuse me, pardon me. Let me just go ahead and take this off of my neighbor's medicine cabinet and put it in my eye.
Yes, definitely. You don't want to do that.
The humidity that we're experiencing now, is that good?
It is. It does help. I mean, we had a lot of flooding yesterday, but the problem is half the valley just saw dust. And so where some of us got some relief where the dust was put down a little bit and not so many allergens in the air, the rest of the valley is worse.
Is there a kind of, I shouldn't say personality, but a kind of physiology, for example, that allows a person to go through life without any of those kinds of eye problems or any need for eye drops?
Well, definitely some people have superhuman eyes, which is wonderful. But we do see a lot more people, as they age, do start needing more artificial tears and more help with the redness of their eyes, just because the cells of the eye are changing and they're getting older like everything else is.
Well, give me the rules. Give me the rules right now. I'm talking about not just the rules, but the Palmer rules about eye care, lubrication, the proper use of eye drops, and tears.
All right, so 3 things I want you to worry about. If it hurts, if there's lots of discharge, or it's extreme redness, I want you to come see me. If those things aren't the case and you just have a little bit of discomfort, maybe some itchiness, first I want you to go to an artificial tear like a Systane, Ultra, or an Optive. If there's lots of itchiness and you tend to have the problems with allergies, I want you to use a drug called Aloe, which is over-the-counter antihistamine. Now, if there's any problems with allergies to medications, you know, definitely pay attention to that, but those are some really good first-line things that you can do to help.
But if I can't even get to Rule 1B if I don't know where you are. You said come see me. Where's Dr. Palmer?
Well, I'm at Southwestern Eye Center. I work at some of our offices here in the Valley. I'm at Scottsdale and Thomas Road. We also have an office on Stapley and Southern and Mesa.
And occasionally here on the Morning Scramble.
Definitely. Be here when you need me.
Thank you so much. And apparently, most of us do, at one time or another, need Dr. Palmer and the eye drops and the tears. Make sure they're the right ones. Back in a moment.